These are the plaintiffs, Samantha Bruno and Dennis Nash. Samantha says they hired the defendant to do a house inspection on a new house they were buying. And the inept guy told them the house looked fine. He issued a report stating normal wear and tear, so they closed on the house. Well, turns out the roof was shot and illegal, and the oil tank was rotted out and an environmental hazard. Well, it was the defendant's job to catch these things, and he didn't. So now they're suing him for $5,000, the amount it's going to cost them to fix the things he missed. This is the defendant, Richard. He says he most certainly noted the problems with the roof, the oil tank, and a laundry list of other things that were in bad shape. It's no accident he's been in business for 40 years because he knows what he's doing. And the plaintiffs are grasping at straws trying to get him to pay for their house repairs. He's accused of missing it.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiffs hired the defendant to do an inspection on the house they bought, but the roof turned out to be a total mess. The defendant says he noted the roof problem, so tough. It's the case of All About Eves.
Thank you, Douglas. Samantha Bruno and Dennis Nash.
Yes.
You are suing Richard's company, his home inspection company. You don't want your last name used nor the name of your home inspection company, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. For $5,000, you say you're out actually more than that in repairs you had to make because he didn't spot him. Tell me what, according to you. So tell me what happened.
Okay, so on August 25th, 2015, Richard came and did our home inspection when we...
How did you get his name to hire him as a home inspector?
The real estate agency. So he came and did the home inspection.
Was the realtor representing you or the seller?
Us.
Okay.
So then he said everything was okay with the house. The major problem...
I'm sorry, he said everything was okay with the house? I assume he issued a written report.
Yes.
May
Yeah,
I see the report?
Yeah.
So go on.
So that was like the major things that he told like us and our parents were there
So
too.
you seem so young to be buying your first home. Good for you.
Yes, yeah.
Were you doing that all on your own, or who are the gentlemen behind you?
Our
That was our
dads.
parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Okay. Were you doing that with a little help from your friends, or were you doing that on your own? Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
22.
Oh,
And 24.
that's really young.
Yeah.
Did you get a good
21
deal?
at the time? Yeah, we did.
Okay. I mean, you had an inspection period within which you could just cancel the deal, right? That's usually how it works.
Yes,
Right,
because
yep.
if there's
Right.
major
So
problems
really,
with the house,
you have leverage during that inspection
Right.
period where you can. I assume that your fathers were guiding you. It's your first
Right.
house, but not there.
Yeah.
All right. So you could say to them, "Well, fix this, or else I'm pulling out." And
Yeah,
then
that's right.
But were other people looking at the house too?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you weren't going to say boo. All right. So what ends up happening here?
Okay, so then we moved in on October 30th, and then we were setting up our oil company, and on the 14th they came to do like their inspection, and for us to sign like all the paperwork. When they came, they told us that we were put on the no oil delivery list because the oil tank was rotted at the bottom, the legs were buckled.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm a Florida girl. You're
Okay.
talking about what?
The oil tank, like on the side of the house. Ours is outside on the side of the house.
Okay.
So he said that he had an obstructed view because there was lattice around it, and I understand he can't move it, but lattice is see-through. So when the oil people came to look...
Well, what did he say? He didn't say there's an obstructed view because there's lattice. He just said my view was obstructed.
Right. I think he said there was like minor rust observed.
Oil tank is located on the east side of the yard. Some rust was observed, unable to view the portion of the tank against the side of the house. Limited visibility due to lattice installed around the tank. No evidence of leakage. Okay.
Right. So when the oil people came to like look at the tank, they said that it was leaning against the house because the legs were buckled and the whole bottom of the tank was rotted. So they actually wrote a statement saying that we weren't allowed to get on the oil delivery list. They wouldn't give us oil until we replaced the entire tank.
Can I see that?
Yep. And then the invoice is attached to the back.
When did the inspection take place?
August 25th.
And the closing took place when?
October 30th.
Were you able to see the thing leaning against the house when you bought the house?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Okay, so you saw that it was leaning and that didn't raise a flag to you?
I didn't know. Like we trusted.
Okay,
We put
and
our
was
trust
it
in
leaning
him.
when you looked at it? Yes or no?
No.
It was pushed up too
Yes,
close to the
it
house?
was set up right up against the house.
But upright?
Correct.
Do you have pictures?
No.
Don't you take pictures when you go through?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you have any pictures that would prove that it was leaning at the time of the inspection, which was August, September, October, November, 3 months beforehand?
No, we didn't take pictures through the inspection. I
So
just
nobody
have a
took pictures.
picture.
All right, so
No.
let's talk about, you had to buy a new tank, and the tank was what?
2,100.
Wow. Okay, and then what about the, welcome to homeownership.
Yes.
Apparently you think the
Slowly
bleeding
learning.
stops when you,
Yes,
no,
yeah.
it's only just begun.
Yeah,
All right, so
yeah.
tell me about the roof, because you had a problem with the roof
Yes.
as well.
So then they came and they replaced the oil tank on like November 23rd. And then on November 27th, we went away. We had a nice vacation. We got engaged. We come home and there was a big giant hole in our dining room because there was a huge leak in the dining room.
What do you mean, a hole in the, you mean, what, you're going like this, but you mean like this?
Oh, up on the ceiling. A hole
The ceiling.
in the ceiling, yes.
Okay. And then what?
So then on January 2nd, we called a roofing company to come inspect the roof, and there was no tar paper in the back of the house where it was. There was
Okay.
It was just shingles on plywood, which is that's not up to code. It's not legal, technically, the roof, he said.
And when you say, quote, it's not legal, what are you referring to?
You have to have tar paper and ice shields on your roof.
And the tar paper is something that's underneath, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, and so how would the inspector see that there's no tar paper?
Well, I mean, even like with binoculars, the guy said that
Let's talk about that with binoculars,
Yes.
okay? Let me ask you a question. What is the point of somebody paying you $350 if you can't get on the roof and look at the roof? Because it's gotten to the point, listen to me, because I'm gonna unleash on you my wrath that has slowly built up over the 17 years I've been doing this.
So did the inspector do his job?
If he did a thorough investigation, I would look at the whole report to see if he had done a thorough investigation.
But he didn't catch the tar paper, the lack of tar paper.
But you can miss some things.
Can you miss that?
I think that's acceptable to miss.
Because it's hidden.
Yeah, it's pretty hidden.
Okay, got your point. Going inside the courtroom.
I believe in capitalism. I believe that what should occur is that the consumer should not tolerate it anymore. If I see somebody hand me a contract that says I'm responsible for nothing, the only thing you're consuming for is $350, which all of them do that now. So you're not going to find a home inspector who doesn't do that.
Yeah.
All right. And you signed that contract, okay?
Mine doesn't have a signature.
You didn't sign a contract with them limiting it to $350?
No.
Do you have a contract with them limiting it?
Yes, I do.
Show me who signed it. Everybody does. This industry now does that, just like the cleaners.
Right.
It is limited to the cost of your ticket.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And that would be fine if I then also didn't read things like, I observed it with binoculars from the ground.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is, the guy didn't hide that. He said it in the report.
Yeah.
Because the entire report is 20 pages, 19 of which are disclaimers.
Yeah.
And that's not unique to him. I'm not
Right.
saying anything, but this is how this industry works at this point.
Yeah.
They say the foregoing is an opinion of the general quality and condition. The inspector cannot and does not offer an opinion or warranty as to whether the roof leaks or may be subject to future leakage. The only way to determine whether a roof is absolutely watertight is to observe it during a prolonged rainfall. Most leaks occur around flashing. If excess tar is covering the flashing, it may also be an indication of prior leakage and potential area for water entry. Did you note that? Was there excess tarring or no?
Well, like I said, when we do a home inspection, we make every effort to find every defect that we can. We put everything down in the report, everything that's visible. Of course, there are some things that are not visible. I even made a note in, she was talking about the heating system. I made a note the heating system wasn't even working that day. And I made a note about that.
But she's not complaining about those things. She's complaining about the roof and the oil tank.
Typically, when we're looking at the oil tank, we like to, obviously there was like this lattice fencing around it. You can't get your head underneath if there's a fencing around it.
Okay. Now, as much grief as I have given this gentleman about here's how I believe in capitalism. I do. So I don't believe that anybody has to take care of me. I have to take care of myself. If everybody believes that, we'd all do better. Okay? So if I get a contract that says, I guarantee nothing, and then I take it for what it's worth. If I get a report that says I observed it with binoculars, I'd say, wait, I think we need to take a closer look.
Right.
If I see a report that says it's partially obstructed, then I'd say, what did he lie about? What did he say that wasn't true in that report? Because that's what you're going to have to show with all the disclaimers.
Right.
Because when the man tells you, hey, I didn't get in a ladder,
Right.
I saw it with binoculars from the street, and that was good enough for you then, why am I supposed to turn around and say you didn't do your job? I don't know.
Well, I mean, we did have the pre-inspection agreement that we signed, but on our part, we did not sign. So I honestly don't even remember.
Where's the? You said you were going to hand it to me. Did you hand it to me already?
Yeah.
Because that is where it
Okay.
says
Well,
that
here's
you-
where you signed, sweetheart.
Right, but on our like carbon copy.
Did you sign it or didn't you?
I mean, I signed it, but I
Okay,
thought
then
it
you
was for
signed
the-
it. Then you're bound by it. What are you saying to me?
But I thought it was the termite inspection because he did the termite inspection too.
Okay,
So-
sweetheart, stop. You can't say this. You've signed it. It's here. You can't say you don't know all these disclaimers. It's what you signed.
I was by myself when he first got
Oh,
there.
you're just a little girl and you can't read?
No, but our parents got here. I didn't read this.
That's tough. You're like the person who buys a car at night and then says, but it was nighttime. Okay, that's when you chose to do things. You know, this was who you hired and this is the report you accepted and you went forward and bought a house based on it. He never hid what he did. Look, I feel terrible for you. You're so cute, both of you. I can't believe you own a house at this young age. Welcome to homeownership. If you think that the home is a source of stress, wait till you have kids. Forget about it. All right, but this is how it works. And if you think you're done finding stuff wrong with it, believe me, you haven't even begun to scratch the surface.
Right.
The man has told you in each and every part, hey, I can't see this, so I don't vouch for it. Hey, I didn't get on a roof, so I don't vouch for it. You know, it's over and over, in every page it says it.
Yeah.
So I can't find that he breached the contract based on that, and my verdict in this case is for the defendant.
Well, here come the plaintiffs, the young homeowners. What do you have to say about?
I don't know. I just feel like if you,
I feel like we were just taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Like he knew we were first-time home buyers,
Okay.
young,
So he
and he
just-
really didn't do his job correctly.
Right, so you two were a little naive going into the process, and what have you learned then?
don't trust
Never
anybody.
trust the home inspector.
Don't trust anybody.
Don't trust anybody.
Nope, that's it.
That's it? All right. All right.
Yep.
Well, good luck going forward after this. And
Thank you. Thank you.
hopefully that lesson will do you some good. All right, step on in here, and what do you think about how this comes out?
Well, I gave him the fair report. Everything that I observed in the house, I put on the report.
Would you go up on the roof?
What?
Would you have gone up there
If-
if you were charged a little bit more?
No, I
too deep?
typically I do go on roofs, but in this particular roof, due to the condition, I didn't go on.
There are roofs that are just too dangerous
Yeah,
to go
if
on?
they're too dangerous or the condition of the roof may indicate that I may do some other damage to the roof.
Did you ever
Because
fall off a roof?
I did once, my own roof.
What was that like?
They hurt.
Harvey?
Okay, a little advice. If you ever find yourself in this position where you have to hire an inspector, be there when the guy is doing the job. He will do a better job, I promise you. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.